You'd be surprised how many people I talk to that are paying for an MDM solution for their iPads, or they think that Intune for Education is only for their PCs. And I mean, how awesome is it when you can go and visit a school and say, Intune for Education manages Windows 10 and iOS devices, and many of you already own it, right? So as a partner, it's how do you get schools to use to find the value of what they already own? And we do that through awareness. You do that through awareness. So in today's video, we're going to look at iOS settings inside of Intune for Education. Let's get started. Alright, so I'm inside of my Intune for Education dashboard. That is intuneeducation.portal.azure.com. I'm going to get into my device settings by, in my dashboard, going to groups. Selecting the group I want to work with. So because we're talking about iOS today, let's pick our iOS static group. You'll see on the left-hand side I have members of the group, both devices users, applications, settings, admins, history, and to the right I see that I have one device enrolled. But for today's topic of conversation, let's look at iOS device settings. So one nice button that we now have is the expand all button, and instead of clicking on each individual caret, you can click expand all to break those all down for you. Also, there's the ability to search for any setting that you're looking for. So if you're not hanging out in here every single day, no worries. The search will help you find it. So here are some of the settings that are available inside of Intune for Education when it comes to managing your iPads, your iOS devices. So you'll see we have some App Store restrictions, and these are all the same on-off buttons that you might have seen elsewhere, right? iOS, Apple publishes switches, and then it's up to the MDM authority to enable those switches or to give IT admins control to turn features on or off or to configure settings, arranging those switches. So you see that we can block the App Store, unblock the App Store, set passwords. We can block erotic literature from the Apple Bookstore. We can block explicit content. Right? Some of these are no-brainers when it comes to education. Might want to block the camera, block FaceTime, block Game Center. We have our device restrictions. So if you want to block screenshots and screen recording, block certificates, really a lot of features. And I hope as we scroll through these, you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is a first-class iPad management solution. Block remote screen observation through the Classroom app. Allow activation lock. Here we get into our iCloud settings if you want to turn that off. I know a lot of schools I've worked with in the past want to shut off iCloud because of the shared scenario that they're deploying iPads in. We have our keyboard dictionary, the ability to block notifications on the lock screen, block Siri when the device is locked. Here you can enter asset tag information. You can put a footnote at the bottom, right? So for me, my name's Joe, right? Joe owns this iPad. I can upload a background image right here to be the lock screen. I can upload a home image. A lot of schools are very creative here. They put their school logo as a way of letting people who find the device know who it belongs to, or even return instructions or who to call in case something's wrong or dangerous for the device, someone to contact. So definitely a lot of uses here. Upload iOS Wi-Fi profiles. Passcode, Face ID, all settings here. How many trials before the device initiates a wipe. And then Safari settings, Siri search, And then updates, right? Everyone wants the latest and greatest, but sometimes there's concerns about, are all of your apps ready for the latest and greatest? What does this mean for your school's bandwidth? Or what does it mean to the learning time? Is this a disruption? And therefore, we give you the ability to prevent updates from certain times of days and different time zones, a start time and an end time. So a lot of rich features here for iOS device settings inside of Intune for Education. We had Ravi on a while back, which was talking about the vision for why iOS management inside of Intune for Education. We know that many schools have a lot of different devices that they're trying to manage, and we know that on top of device management, there's so many other things that they're trying to do. We want to make it as easy as possible for that school's IT administrator, that school's technology teacher, that school's librarian to be able to go in and make those changes. Let's dig into how you would actually start to set this up. And I think as a partner, this is where you bring value to the customer. So I already said that many schools already own this solution, so you're not selling them the solution, you're informing them of the solution, and then you're helping them roll it out. This might be helping them convert from one MDM to another, or going through and setting up the MDM push certificates, making sure the devices are able to join, all the basic stuff, so that when the customer gets this environment, it's all set up for them. It's basically handing over the keys, right? And in many cases, you as the partner are saving the school a lot of money from other MDM solutions that they are already paying for. And here they can just use what they already own, and you, the partner, is making this possible for them. So really bringing a solution to them and some real savings. So in our tenant settings inside of Intune for Education, we have an overview button for iOS device management. It'll walk you through all the steps you need to do, right? Setting up your MDM push certificate, setting up your bulk enrollment token, as well as VPP tokens for anything that you've purchased through the store, anything the schools purchased through the stores. You can walk through each step to get a little bit more information when it was updated, as well as any available tokens. All of this is going to be in the tenant settings page. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, for checking this out. I'll say it numerous times. Many schools have iPads. Many schools own Microsoft 365, A3, A5. Both of those SKUs include Intune for Education. Therefore, they already own an MDM solution. We know that learning has become increasingly mobile. We learn from anywhere due to the times that we live in and the technology that we have access to. MDM style of management, whether it's for your Windows 10 devices or your iOS devices, the idea is that the IT department doesn't need to physically touch the device, and the device doesn't need to be physically in range of the school in order to get policies, management, applications, right? No students parking in the parking lot of a school so that they can get the latest update. Really being able to have access, support, and roll out the features you want to your students, to your staff, wherever they are, as long as they're connected to the internet. So thank you so much for being a partner. Thank you for helping us traverse these difficult times as we seek to improve student learning outcomes, save teachers time, and then just make device management easier for everyone. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.